Okay, so let's take a look at some of the indexes now. We're looking at the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq's just been on absolute fire after the bulls defied this potential rising wedge pattern that I was looking at. The bulls broke out of it, broke bullish. We're getting a bit of a stall in the post-market futures right now, but nothing to suggest that there's a reversal right now. No high volume spikes near the highs. All the volume spikes were near the lower prices at this point. If we do get a pullback, the bulls are going to look to hold this previous resistance trend line as a support area and then bounce and rocket off of that area. So if we do get a pullback in the Nasdaq, this would probably be a good area to be looking to buy the dip, and then you could put a stop loss a few percent below to save yourself just in case it doesn't hold and things start changing the other direction. But as of now, the Nasdaq is looking quite strong. It's breaking out on the weekly to all-time highs. QQQ just passed over $350 US. A lot of psychological resistances are broken. So now we're going to look at other clear psychological resistances on QQQ, 360, 370. But I think a bull's got that big number in their mind, 400. Is it possible we run up to 400 on QQQ and potentially 500 on SPY? The S&P 500 is looking fairly healthy right now. It's still holding the weekly higher low pattern. S&P 500 continues to set higher highs on the weekly. It's breaking out right now. There's a lot of potential room to the upside to that upper weekly Bollinger Band. So the bulls do have room to run with it on the S&P 500. There was kind of a fake out a few days ago. I think there was fairly high volume near that low. Seems there's a lot of money looking to buy these dips. Look at that low. Big volume spike. Ran up. This is on SPY, SPY, the biggest S&P 500 ETF. Bulls bought that dip heavy. Trapped a lot of bears on that break. Bears thought it was a big breakdown. Was just a fake out. Bulls coming back up and showing a lot of strength on the S&P 500. U.S. oil, healthy consolidation on oil right now. I'm sure the oil stocks are doing quite good because oil hasn't been this high in years. Hasn't been this high since October 2018. So we're looking quite a few years back that oil hasn't been this high, almost 3 years. So oil stocks should most definitely be doing well. And I don't see any signs of the bulls abating or the bulls giving up over here. It's all bull right now on oil. The VIX, bearish, potentially a little bear flag forming here. Not doing too well for VIX bulls or for bears. The bears just aren't getting much headway. There's a pullback. There's a big volume spike at the low. A little bit of a panic. Bulls buy the dip. And the market just goes right back up to all-time highs lately. That's been the play. Buy the dips until the charts say otherwise. Right now the charts are strong. XAU, I would think it was maybe going for an inverse head and shoulders, but this pattern is playing out. Obviously, bears would want this to turn out and be a bear flag. It might not happen. It might get a double bottom here and push back up towards these highs. That's what the bulls want, ideally. So bulls want to hold this support area around $1,760 or at least $1,750 as a support area on gold, to suggest that things may be turning back in their favor. But this big sell-off on gold recently got a little bit overdone, but it cooled off now. So who's going to take over now? We're going to find out. We're looking for a break of this range to suggest the potential direction on gold. Silver, very similar thing we're looking at silver. Not too much different. We're getting a bit of a pullback in the post-market futures right now, but nothing too concerning at the moment. The US dollar continuing to show strength overall. Are we getting a little bit of a bull flag on the weekly on the US dollar compared to the Canadian dollar? That's very possible. Let's look on the DXY. Looking fairly healthy. This double bottom, very clear support area around here on the US DXY. There's a lot of short positions against the US dollar, but the chart's looking fairly good. It's got the weekly bullish MACD cross, potential bull flag over here, double bottom, clear support area around these levels, room to the upside on the weekly Bollinger Bands up to here at least. So bulls got some room to work with on the US dollar, and the US dollar is still continuing to show strength overall right now. TSX, healthy consolidation right now. We might get a little bit of more of a pullback here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of bearish action up here, stalling out. Look for a potential pullback. If we get a pullback, we'd be looking potentially get back in. Look to buy the dip around the 50-day moving average. That's a few percent away. I don't know if it's going to go there, but if we do get a pullback, that might be a target to keep in mind to look for an entry for a longer term position at the 50-day moving average on the TSX. But overall, indexes are looking okay overall. Commodities are looking okay overall. Gold, silver on the weaker end. And it shows because the dollar is on the stronger end. And when the dollar does well, it tends to not be a great thing for commodities, but especially gold and silver right now. So we'll keep our mind there. Bulls of gold ideally want to hold this monthly Bollinger Band as a support and form a support around here before hopefully heading back up to the highs and the all-time high above $2,000 an ounce on gold. We're going to leave that here. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Thanks so much. Remember to follow my Instagram as well. I'm always posting a lot on Instagram just in case you're not already following. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, guys.